Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and today the Striating Greens are going up against the Moss Deep Mystics, and both these sides are currently on losing streaks, with the Grass types losing 3 in a row and the Psychic types have lost 5 games in a row. That will end for somebody here today, but who will it be? Will it be the Grass types? Will it be the Psychic types? Let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup, and let's send it down. That is right, the Psychic types have not won a game since their very first match, as they started with Armor Rouge and Screamtail. It will be Florges and Go-Goat starting out for the Striating Greens, and immediately Florges is going to shed that Fairy typing and terrestrialize into a Grass type. It already looks like a Grass type Pokemon, and now it has that beautiful flower on top of its head, on top of the flowers that it already has around it. And we'll see what impact it can have in this matchup. But first, Screamtail with the Ice Shard, immediately going for this super effective move on the now terrestrialized Florges, who is going to respond with the Baby Doll Eyes onto Screamtail, lowering its attack here. And Armor Rouge going with the tearful look. Everybody going with the sad eyes to start off this matchup, but we don't want that, lowering the attack and special attack of Florges. Florges having that 112 base special attack. We get the Scold from Go-Goat onto Screamtail. Gets an okay hit, but Screamtail responds with the Mega Punch. But Go-Goat's able to get out of the way and avoid that attack. Florges looking to capitalize, sets up a grassy terrain, so anyone who has taken damage and is on the ground, as opposed to say levitating or flying, will have their health restored. It's also going to boost those grass type attacks, but a coil now from Armor Rouge here is going to boost its attack and defense. Armor Rouge having that 100 base defense, also getting that accuracy boost. Go-Goat looking to go with the Dragon Tail. It is going to send Armor Rouge back to the bench after doing a little bit of damage to it. And out in its place comes Slowking in its Galarian form. So it will be a Poison Psychic type, and all stat changes have been eliminated due to that curious medicine ability that Slowking has. Florges, Screamtail having their health restored due to the grassy terrain, and an energy ball from Screamtail onto Florges. Now this will not be very effective on the grass type Florges, but it does lower its special defense here. Florges has a huge 154 special defense as well, and it goes for the reversal. Not very effective on the Slowking there. And Go-Goat follows it up with the Growl, looking to lower the attack stat of the Psychic type Pokemon on the field. It is successful in doing so, but Slowking sets up for the Solar Blade. It's going to absorb light. It needs to capitalize on its Poison type advantage over the Grass types here, as health continues to be restored. Thanks to the grassy terrain. Screamtail with the Flame Wheel. This will be super effective on Florges. Great hit. Boost. Florges is left with the Burn as well. It's going to cut into its attack stat, but Florges now looking to respond with an Energy Ball of its own. And it goes for Slowking with that move. Not very effective on the Poison Psychic type. Go-Goat following it up with the Shell Smash. You're going to lower its defense and special defense, but it is going to boost its attack, special attack, and its speed. I wonder if it could be the quickest Pokemon on the field now that has boosted that 100 base attack that it has. And now Slowking is going to be able to finish off that Solar Blade, and it looks like it's bringing it down onto Florges here. Not very effective. Gets an okay hit though. Remember, Florges does have that burn condition, which is going to offset the effects of the grassy terrain. They are going to go back and forth until that grassy terrain disappears from the field, which it hasn't done yet. But Go-Goat now setting up for a Shadow Force. It's going to disappear, vanish from this field instantly. We'll see that connect on the next turn, but it will be able to avoid attacks as the hold back will miss because Go-Goat has vanished, allowing Florges now to go for the Memento. Florges is going to take itself out. I wonder if that's actually really intelligent, because it was very close to being eliminated as it is, but it's lowered the attack and special attack of Screamtail to take itself out of this matchup. Risky play, always eliminating yourself, but I wonder if that could pay off for the grass types as that Sun comes back out onto the field. There's no one for Slowking to hit, so it goes for the soft board. It's going to get itself back to full strength. It hadn't taken much damage yet anyway. And there's Screamtail having some health restored as out comes Meowscarada for the Striating Greens. And there's the Shadow Force from Go-Goat. Massive damage, and it is a one-hit wonder onto Slowking because it had restored itself back to full strength. But there we get the power swap now from Meowscarada. With that protein ability, it has become a Psychic type Pokemon. and it does switch all of its changes to its attack and special attack with Screamtail, which is terrible because they were just lowered for Screamtail as Go-Goat avoids the head smash from Screamtail, and that grass does disappear from the field, and back out comes Armarouge. Now remember, it's a part fire type, so it has the advantage over the greens, and there's the infestation onto Screamtail. It doesn't do much damage, but it will continue to be afflicted by the infestation as the Hex from Meowscarada is going to be super effective, but Armarouge actually takes that hit quite well. And there is the sheer cold. It's going to connect, and Go-Goat, it is a one-hit KO. Go-Goat is eliminated from this matchup with an impressive sheer cold, and the absorb not very effective. Oh, sorry. It would normally be not very effective on the Meowscarada, but it's now a psychic type, remember. Meowscarada having its energy drained by Armarouge, and out comes Electrode, the electric grass type, and immediately with the bulldoze here, super effective onto Armarouge, and a critical hit in fact, but it does lower the speed of Meowscarada and Screamtail, and Armarouge gets everyone as Meowscarada is going to go with the Fire Lash here, but Armarouge with that Flash Fire ability does get a boost to its Fire type moves. And the Hammer Arm now onto Meowscarada, not very effective there from Screamtail. Now keep in mind, Electrode is the fastest Pokemon in the PokeType League. Armarouge with the Stone Axe, and Meowscarada is able to avoid that attack, allowing Electrode to go for an Inferno here. But again, that Flash Fire ability prevents it from taking any damage. And the Hydro Pump now from Meowscarada onto Screamtail. Critical hit, but doesn't do as much damage as you might think, allowing Screamtail to go for the Steel Roller, but unfortunately that does fail. Armarouge looking to make up for it though, going with the Electro Web here. Meowscarada is able to avoid that attack. It's going to do very minimal damage to Electrode. It may lower its speed a bit, but it should still be the quickest Pokemon on the field, and that it is. It goes with the Water Shuriken, this multi-hit move onto Armarouge. If it gets all 5, it'll get the elimination, but it only gets 2, so Armarouge is still in this matchup. Meowscarada though looking to go for the Sandsear Storm. Screamtail avoids it, but Armarouge is eliminated with that super effective attack, finally taken down after so many hits. Screamtail responds with the recover. It should get itself back to full strength, if not just so close. And out comes Gothitelle to join it by its side. Electrode now with the Safeguard. It's going to prevent its side from receiving any status conditions over the coming turns, but Meowscarada is going to set up for a Meteor Beam. It is going to get a special attack boost in this turn as it is overflowing with that space power, but it is more of a physical attacker. Keep in mind the Thunder Shock onto Meowscarada from Gothitelle gets a good hit. Screamtail follows it up with the triple dive onto Electrode, and Electrode is going to tank each and every single one of these hits, but the 3 of them combined do benefit them just a little bit as it's not very effective there on the grass electric type. Electrode responding with the Frost Breath, but Gothitelle is able to get out of the way, and Meowscarada though with the Meteor Beam, Gothitelle will not avoid that attack, but it actually tanks it really well and responds with a Thunder, but Meowscarada is able to avoid it. Screamtail going with the Water Pulse, continuing to go for those Water type moves onto Electrode, who keeps tanking them one after another, and it responds as it's going to ride that Surf. And I think it just did more damage to Meowscarada than anybody, as Meowscarada with the Draco Meteor now onto Gothitelle. It's going to lower its special attack stat to do that, and Gothitelle still tanking those special moves. Responds with the Gust, and with that critical hit, Meowscarada is eliminated from this match. Now keep in mind, Gothitelle has 110 base special defense, and a speed swap from Screamtail, switching speed with Electrode as out comes a Abomasnow for the Striking Greens, but Electrode is still quicker and going with the Seismic Toss, and Gothitelle is finally taken out of this matchup by Electrode. Screamtail, who's been in since the start, goes for the Leaf Blade onto Abomasnow. Not very effective hit there, and Abomasnow is going to respond with the Flare Blitz. Doesn't do much damage though, and it gets a little bit of recoil damage for that effort, and out comes Farigiraf for the Moss Deep Mystics as Electrode sets up a Tailwind, trying to make its side quicker as that wind blows from behind the Striaton Greens. Abomasnow now following it up with the Sweet Scent is going to lower the evasiveness of both Farigiraf and Screamtail, making them easier targets for the Striating Greens, which they're surely going to want to capitalize on. As Screamtail with the Snipe Shot, another water type move onto Electrode from Screamtail as Farigiraf follows it up with the Will-O-Wisp, but Electrode is protected by the Safeguard, and that Safeguard has now worn off, so it came in at a perfect time. The bulk up from Electrode practically celebrating. It does get an attack boost here, as well as a defense boost. Doesn't have high physical stats, is very speedy. That's where it comes in. The Mud Shot, critical hit onto Screamtail from Abomasnow, and it is going to lower Screamtail's speed in the process. Farigiraf with the Parting Shot, it is going to go back to the bench, but in the process, it's going to lower the attack and special attack of Electrode. So that attack boost is practically gone now, and out comes Golduck for the Moss Deep Mystics. When it gets the opportunity, it is going to Terrasilize, but first the Dynamic Punch on Abomasnow is super effective from Screamtail. Abomasnow is able to hold on, but it is left confused. It's going to need to shake it off, or it will take itself out of this matchup. As Screamtail needs to restore its PP, it eats its Leper Berry. That doesn't happen too often here in the PokeType League, but Moss Deep Mystics are going to Terrasilize Golduck into a Psychic Duck, or for short, a Psyduck. I do not know how many times I've made that joke this season, and it probably will not be the last, but I love seeing Golduck in this Terrasilize form. As the Guillotine is going to connect from Electrode and finally take out Screamtail with that one-hit KO move. There's the second one-hit KO move we have seen in this matchup, and it is fantastic. You love to see them. Abomasnow is confused. It needs to shake this off as the Striating Greens have the advantage, but it is unsuccessful, and Abomasnow has eliminated itself from this matchup. It is now a 2 versus 2 matchup. Golduck, though, with the opportunity, goes for the Bug Bite. Super effective hit onto Electrode. Electrode is able to hold on. Golduck has stolen the Leper Berry of Electrode in the process as well, but 2v2. We don't know who's coming out for the Striating Greens. Farigiraf comes back out for the Moss Deep Mystics, and it will be Scovillain coming out for the Striating Greens. The Fire Grass type immediately going for the Coil, boosting its attack. As we get our first time on in, it does boost its defense and accuracy as well, but we could go into overtime as well, and if we do, all Pokemon that are still remaining will be restored to full health, and it will become a singles battle as the Iron Tail onto Scovillain. Not very effective from Golduck here. And Farigiraf with the Haze. Now this Haze is going to eliminate all stat changes, and that Tailwind has finally petered out, but Scovillain with that Moody ability is going to get some stat changes, boosting the special defense, lowering its attack. Electrode now with the Snipe Shot onto Golduck. Good hit there. Golduck, though, is going to respond with the Hold Back, which won't get the elimination, but Electrode is such an easy target as we get the Pain Split from Scovillain to Farigiraf. Very minimal changes between the two battlers there. And now Farigiraf with the Sky Attack. These wings will go up into the sky. Whoever this hits, it will, well, it'll be super effective onto Scovillain, who gets a special attack boost this turn and lowers its speed. And Electrode is setting up a Sandstorm. This is terrible because that Sandstorm will hit Electrode and eliminate it unless that Sky Attack does it first. But the Jaw Lock onto Scovillain, great hit there from Golduck. Neither Pokemon can run away. As Farigiraf with the Sky Attack, it's going for Scovillain, and that super effective move gets the elimination, and that Sandstorm is going to take out Electrode as we're in the dying seconds of this matchup, but it doesn't matter. There is no overtime. The Moss Deep Mystics have ended their 5-game losing streak. Very impressive there, as that Sandstorm is still going to do damage to Golduck and Farigiraf on the field, but it does not matter because they have gotten the victory here today. A much needed win. They've gotten their second one of the season. This actually moves them up into 17th place, and next round they will be taking on the Opelucid Emperors. Whereas the Grass types next round will be taking on the Pony Timbers, who are in 16th place. The Greens are in 15th. They need to end this 4-game losing streak. But until then, Nidorinas and Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe. But more importantly, always remember, you are awesome. And I will see you when you see me.